Okay, so I took a really long break from making videos, but I wanted to make one, and I wanted to do one that is a response to a question that a friend left me a while ago. I posted before George Floyd was murdered, so it's been a couple months, and said, like, are there mental health questions that you are interested in that I could talk about? And one of my girlfriends posted a question, and it was just about being comfortable with your body. And she's a mom, she has a couple of children, and she said, I feel sometimes like my body is a bomb. And that was just such a powerful thing to say. It really resonated with me. And as someone who has also struggled with body image and weight, and also who has had children and has gone through those changes in my body, like, what a striking thing to say, you know? And adjust a little. Okay. And so I've really been thinking about that a lot, and kind of how to respond to that in a way that would make a video that's helpful and therapeutic for people, because that's what I want to do. And I kind of broke it down into a couple different steps that I think can be really helpful if you have a difficult time with your body image, mainly related to weight, and also to like changes from gaining and losing weight. And that could be pregnancy related, or it could just be that you were heavier and you're thinner, or yo-yo dieting, difficulties with eating, kind of however that may apply to you. So I think that, at least for me, the first step of coming to be more comfortable with the body that I have, not the one that I want or I aspire to, but the body I actually have right now, as a 35-year-old woman who has gained and lost hundreds of pounds and who had two really hard pregnancies. The first big step for me was not becoming body positive, but becoming body neutral. I don't know who created that term. I'm sure you could find it, but I find that so much easier. I think body positivity is such a big movement that has spawned a lot of really great things. People just in general being able to say, like, I feel positively about my body is fantastic. And it wasn't like that, at least when I was growing up in the 90s. It was, there are good bodies, and those bodies are thin. And there are bad bodies, those bodies are fat. And the bad bodies will never be good unless they are thin. And that also has nothing to do with health. In this video, we are not talking at all about health. We're not talking about metrics. We're not going to talk about weight, blood sugar, BMI, like any of that, because that's not what I'm discussing right now. Obviously, we all want to have healthy bodies that will, we can be active in and comfortable and, like, live into our old age. But that's separate. That's a totally different beast, and it's also very personal, because you can be very unhealthy at any weight. So we're not talking about that. We're just talking about how can I kind of accept where I am, especially if I have a fat body or I've had a lot of changes. And I use fat just as an adjective. It can't hurt me. I do have a fat body. I have, some fat in it. So for me, and I think for a lot of people, body positive is actually, it's become so big that it's not that effective anymore, because when we really overuse words, they lose their original meaning. And also, I think it can be very difficult to leap from, my body feels like a bomb, I hate this, to, I am positive about my body. This has no metrics. This is useless to me. I like things that I can kind of hold on to, like a grapple. And like I feel positive. Like what does that mean? Like I feel positive about like being able to walk, but I don't that doesn't take it it won't necessarily take away from feelings of dysphoria that you may have about your body. Body neutral I think is a really nice place in the middle. And that's where I had to get to after my second pregnancy. I had a very hard second pregnancy. I was preeclamptic, so my body gained, I gained like, I don't know, like 10 pounds a week my last month or two because I was swollen. It wasn't fat, it was water. And I delivered a whole month early because it was becoming so dangerous. And afterwards, it was really traumatic. I lost water at such a rapid rate. It was very, very dangerous. And I think I lost like 40 pounds in a week, which is not a normal post-pregnancy thing. It's very, very dangerous. I'm very lucky to be alive. I don't I don't want to make like this conversation necessarily about myself. I am using the lens of my own experiences to share with you how I've used body neutrality and kind of the other things I'm going to talk about. You know, it's separate for everyone, but I can talk from my experiences and I hope that they're helpful for you. So, after that pregnancy, there was a lot of damage. I have a ton of scar tissue. I have a lot of loose skin. I'm 2 years out and my body is still healing, and it will be for years. And there's functionalities in my body that probably won't come back. You know, I'm never going to look the way that I did before. And my first pregnancy was very hard, but my body didn't change very much. And I was really active and careful with what I ate after my first pregnancy, so I lost the weight really quickly. The second one was not that. So the question became for me, how do I stop feeling like that? And the thing that I kept saying was, I am like a toxic waste dump. And I felt that way, especially about my abdomen. My abdomen is no longer symmetrical at all, because I had to have so many surgeries because of all the damage. And looking at my body and seeing something that I objectively found grotesque was really different than the body positive stuff that I would see when people like, oh, like embrace your stretch marks, they're your tiger marks. It wasn't that for me. I've always been okay with being fat. I've always had stretch marks. I don't care about that. It was, my body has been damaged empirically. The changes can only be fixed by surgery. And even then, I will never look the same. And I will never look healthy in the way I've always understood it. So that's where I was coming from. And I think if you have lost a lot of weight or if you've had a pregnancy, that might resonate with you, because it's not like, oh, my body changed a little. If you had traumas like that, it's things have happened that have changed in a way that is empirically unattractive to me. I don't like this. So, and that's still painful. Just feeling that is very painful for me. So that's not a place that I dwell at anymore. And I do that by worrying about, not about being body positive, but with my abdomen specifically and with my loose skin, I am body neutral. And like I said, that's a lot better than body loathing. If we have body loathing here and body positive here, it's okay if you can't get here to body positive about changes to your body that maybe you were not willing and you did not want. That is not gaining a few pounds in your 30s. That's different. That's something that I think most people can accept. It's, having scars or having tissue damage, that kind of thing. For me, the place that I can get to with that is body neutral. I don't dwell on those changes kind of as much as I can. I don't talk to myself in a negative way. I don't look in the mirror and look at my abdomen and say like, oh my God, it's horrible, it'll never be better. Because that may be true in my mind, but it's not helping me in any way. So that's something that for my mental health, I've learned to compartmentalize because it's not helping. Like, what am I going to do with that, with just hating myself? Nothing. That's not good for me. It's not good for my children. It's not good for my marriage. Nothing. To protect that, I don't read mommy blogs about like getting your body back because for me, I cannot get it back. I cannot go back to a pre-pregnancy body. I cannot change the scarring and the loose skin and stuff. And it's been changing maybe how I present my body, how I dress myself, and it's not wearing muumuus. Though I did in the beginning because I had such pain from the scarring that I only wore really loose clothing. It's if you have changes like that, being really gentle with your physical form so that you protect your mental health. Where I'm not comfortable now exposing my stomach the way I was after my first pregnancy. Yeah. I mean, I think as you can tell listening to me, it's still difficult. It's not it's not completely neutral. But compared to saying things like my body is a bomb, my body is a waste site, like saying that's difficult and it's hard for me is huge. Like what a great leap I've made in my mental health. I'm so proud of myself there. And once you get there, once you get to where you're more neutral, you know, you protect yourself from the pressure and the misery of just constantly being upset about something, of fixating on it. You can start to look at it realistically and empirically, which is the best. You can say, what do I like? What can I change? What will I change? I'm going to talk about my abdomen. So I do like that my nerve damage is going down so that I can do more exercising, which feels good. Not punishment exercising, like I couldn't go for a walk for a long time because it was so painful. Now I can. That I love. What can I change? I can choose to exercise and to continue to strengthen my core and to get to a weight that is comfortable for me. That is not like a BMI thing or a woman's health thing. That's where do I like to live? And I like to be at a weight that's much higher than like a doctor might say is good for me. But it's the weight I've been at in my adult life. I feel beautiful. I feel sexy. I can do what I want. My real barometer is I want to be able to comfortably sit in airplane seats and I want to be able to ride roller coasters. If I can do those things, I don't care. I don't care. Then I'm great. And also to decide what will I change. I could have dramatic reconstructive surgery I could have like a full tummy tuck and that would take care of a lot of the lumpy skin, the loose skin. It may help with the nerve damage. It's something I may do in the future to help with the nerve damage because it is so painful and getting rid of some of the extra tissue might help. But I also, if I'm not coming from a place of just hatred, of body negativity, I can think about those choices and I can do them in a way that's healthy and safe and thoughtful. I could say, I would like to have a tummy tuck because the loose skin gets a rash under it and it doesn't feel good. And I would like to get rid of that skin that I'm not able to change with a healthy lifestyle. I can make that choice. I don't feel pressured to make that choice. I can say, which is what I'm saying right now, that's something I might do a few years down the road. I don't know. I'm only 2 years out. I had a really rough time. So I'm giving myself the space and time to see where I'm at. But I couldn't make that choice until I started just feeling neutral about what I've got. And in the meantime, enjoying what I do have and feeling beautiful and sexy and living my life, going out and exercising and going, when we're not in quarantine, you know, dancing and wearing cute clothes and feeling good about myself. So this obviously isn't exhaustive, but I hope it's an introduction just to the idea that you don't have to be sunshine and roses about things you don't like. You can just find a place where it's okay. All right, I'm out of time on my phone, but I hope that this helped. And if there's other things you'd love to hear about, like mental health related, let me know because I'd love to do them. And take care.